Upbeat, engaging intro music fades in and then fades to background.
Hi, I'm Maiko, your AI knowledge operator. Today, we're going to dig into some of those small, sneaky habits that can have a huge impact on your bottom line. We're talking, of course, about customer service.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You're stuck on hold for what feels like an eternity, getting bounced from person to person, having to explain your problem over and over again. It's super frustrating. And it turns out it's also incredibly expensive for the businesses that let it happen.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to look at the shocking costs of getting this stuff wrong. Then we'll do a little surgery and dissect what a bad experience really looks like. After that, we'll map out a blueprint for turning it all around. And finally, we'll talk about the awesome payoff you get from creating truly loyal customers. All right, first up, let's talk numbers. Because bad customer service isn't just a minor annoyance for your customers, it's a real, direct threat to your business's growth. Every single chat, every call, every email, it all matters. Let's kick things off with a pretty jaw-dropping number. So, get this. Research shows that going out and finding a new customer can cost anywhere from 5 to 25 times more than just keeping an existing one happy. I mean, think about that for a second. That's a huge expense that a lot of the time you just don't need to have. And on the flip side, the perks of just keeping your customers are, well, they're just as big. Another study found that if you can boost customer retention by just 5%, you can actually increase your profits by up to 95%. That's not a typo. A tiny improvement in customer happiness can nearly double your profit. It's wild. And the damage? Oh, it doesn't stop with losing that one customer. Not even close. It's like a ripple effect. Bad news just travels way faster than good news. And a single negative review can scare off potential new customers before they even think about giving you a shot. Okay, so let's put on our detective hats and really dig into the anatomy of a bot experience. What are the actual habits that are pushing your customers right out the door and, probably straight to your competition?
Well, the data tells a really clear story, and honestly, it's all about feelings. A massive 82% of customers leave because they felt ignored. 68% said they just didn't feel heard, and 58% were turned off by just plain old rude behavior. Notice a pattern? These aren't really product problems, they're people problems.
So let's break that down even more. First up, you've got your classic communication breakdowns. This is stuff like not really listening, using a bunch of confusing jargon that nobody understands, or worse of all, actually arguing with a customer who's already upset. It all comes down to a basic lack of empathy. Then we have the process pitfalls. This is the stuff that makes people feel like they're trapped in some kind of corporate maze. We're talking about endless wait times, getting transferred a dozen times, being promised a callback that, surprise, never comes, and then walking away with the exact same problem you started with. And finally, there are just plain attitude problems. This is all about taking ownership. Instead of helping, the agent is rude, or they make excuses, or they play the blame game. Oh, that's the shipping department's fault. And maybe the most damaging thing of all is just refusing to say, I'm sorry, when things have obviously gone wrong. So if we had to pick one, what's the single biggest, most destructive mistake of them all? It's not actively listening. Simple as that. Because if your team isn't truly hearing what the customer is saying, there's no way they can understand the real issue. And that just leads to the wrong fixes, more phone calls, and a customer who feels completely invisible.
Okay, enough of the doom and gloom. We've diagnosed the problem, so now let's talk about the cure. We're going to lay out a blueprint for excellence with real, actionable ways to flip those bad habits into genuinely great service.
So the fix is actually a pretty straightforward 6-step process. It all kicks off with awareness. You got to know where your weak spots are. Then you train your team, you build a company culture that actually celebrates great service, and you set clear goals. After that, you just listen to what your customers are saying, and this is the most important part, you actually do something about it. Here's a perfect, simple example. Don't promise a fix by tomorrow if you know deep down it's going to take a week. Instead, do be honest and transparent. Customers can usually handle the truth, even if it's not great news. What they can't stand is being lied to. Honesty builds trust. And here's another huge one. Don't blame other departments. Your customer doesn't care about your company's org chart. When they hear, that's not my department, what they're really hearing is, that's not my problem. The right move? Do take ownership. Become their single point of contact to get it solved. And when you do mess up, a good apology is like a superpower. Just look at how this phrase works. It starts with empathy, I understand. It takes responsibility, I apologize, and then it immediately shifts into teamwork mode. Let's work together. That instantly lowers the tension and gets everyone focused back on finding a fix.
All right, now for the best part. Let's talk about the loyalty payoff. Because when you finally get rid of all these bad habits and build a team that's focused on excellence, the results for your business are, well, they're nothing short of transformative.
And the rewards? They're crystal clear and they all connect. Awesome service creates die-hard customer loyalty. That loyalty then fuels your business's growth and builds you a fantastic reputation. And all of that together gives you a massive edge over your competition. It's a beautiful cycle. And here's the kicker, customers will literally pay for it. A whopping 86% of buyers say they are willing to spend more money for a better customer experience. They're not just buying a thing, they're buying the feeling of being taken care of.
So this brings us to the single most important thing to remember from all of this. Please, stop thinking of customer service as just another expense you have to deal with. It is not a cost center. When you do it right, it is one of the most powerful growth engines your business will ever have.
And that really just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. When you look at your own business, are you building a loyal tribe of fans who will sing your praises? Or are you quietly creating a long, long list of ex-customers? The answer to that question will pretty much define your future. Thanks for tuning in.